The product and demo presentation which preceded this particular video that we just finished will go in more in depth in having a specific products process that you can rely on regardless of who you're dealing with as far as a customer. The point I'm trying to make with the process concept is that way you're leading the customer through the process. You're more efficient. You know what you're going to do first, second, third, and fourth, knowing that your ultimate goal is to have the customer select a specific item. And that's really what it's all about. That does not qualify the customer as a buyer or not. It makes no difference where they live, what they drive, all of those things that people worry about and concern about, or where they've been. All those things that people concern themselves with don't have a bit of play here. In my humble analogy, is if they can fog a mirror, they see the process. And that is the winning side of this business. The other big factor in having a process is dealing with word tracks, given practiced word tracks. That's correct. What am I going to say when? It's very important because the wrong word could stop the conversation, stop the interview, end the deal. And that's why we have to be careful with how we react to the customers. Word tracks, if used effectively, carry us over hurdles towards the selection. Folks, I know money is very, very important, and I don't want to gamble with your money. So that's why I'd like to take the proper amount of time to make sure that we pick a specific product so that when we get to the price presentation, you'll know exactly, and we will know exactly what we're talking about. Very, very important. I know you're not buying today. I know that you're just looking, and I understand. It all begins somewhere. All I need is a little bit of time and information to show you really what we have to offer. What type of product? I'm not trying to be specific. I'm trying to be general so they can help guide themselves towards something specific. What basic features did you have in mind that you'd like that product to present to you? Another guide to my presentation of the product. Well, money's important, and believe me, folks, no one understands that more than I do. All I'm asking is, other than the price at the moment, what is it that you would like to pursue and look at? That's what I would like to help you with, other than the price. Price will come into play, very important, and we will pursue that for you. But other than the price, what can I show you? Well, we don't want to have payments of any more than $300 a month. I understand, folks. And as far as I'm concerned, whatever it takes for you to enjoy the product is what I care about. I want exactly X number of dollars for my trade. I hear you. And we'll have our buyer look at your automobile. I don't blame you. I understand. And as far as I'm concerned, whatever we can do for you. How do I lead the customer to the stage I want? Do I say, I'd like to walk over, could we do this, could we do that? Why am I asking the customer? Why do I ask the customer, would you like to? Because I don't have a game plan, that's why I'm asking them. The person with the game plan that I'm outlining says this, follow me. They know what the next step is. So they're leading the customer through that maze of information into the direction they want to go, making the interview more interesting and more convenient and more effective. During the presentation of the product, I may ask, will another person want to help in the selection of the product? Not, do you need anybody? Because if you use that one, then you're going to have a negative reaction and maybe a fib. So is there anyone else who really would like to assist in the selection of the product? Not, do you need anybody? Words that we do not want to use that are very dangerous. An example: if the price is right, would you consider buying? What does that do? What does the word if do? What does that do for me? It does nothing. That's a maybe. That means maybe it won't. I don't ever want to be in that position. So instead of if, it's other than. Other than. That's a bridge we're going to walk over to get where we want to go. Other than. We'll get there. When we're going to have someone look at their vehicle, as another example of word tracks. Let's have our buyer look at your vehicle. Why do we use the term buyer? Because I've first asked the customer, would you be selling your vehicle to us? And if they nod maybe or yes, then I'm going to have our buyer look at your vehicle. Who's that? A pro who's designed and specialized in giving you the most money for your vehicle. What word did I not use? Appraiser. If I'm selling something, I don't want it appraised. I want somebody to buy it. You would be advised not to use the word no. No has no place in handling the customer properly. Now, these are very important word tracks on the first half of the interview, which is pre-selection. Pre-selection gets you where you want to go if it's handled right. There can be no confrontations, no disagreements of any consequence. I have to be the one that says, I understand, which means I don't agree or disagree with you. It means I'm listening to you. So remember, the first half is with no leverage. Only when they select an automobile do we bond. We do not bond before a selection. They there, I'm here, okay? We only bond when we agree as a partnership to look at this vehicle. Then we become a partnership. Then I become their true agent. So that's why that selection is so important. Questions? What would you like to spend? What would you like to spend? This is before the selection. The no leverage part of the interview. What would you like to spend? I don't know you. You don't know me. What right do I have to ask you personal financial information as far as what would you like to spend? And it really pees off a lot of customers because exactly what I'm saying, they have no right to ask me that. So that is not a question we ask. What do you want to spend? We're going to tell them. You walk into a restaurant, what do you want to spend? You want to go to the hot dog side or the steak side? No. What do you want to spend is not what we ask. Follow me. That information and reaction legitimately will only come out after they have selected and priced the item. That's when that would come out. How much down did you folks plan on putting? It's a personal question. Why would I ask that before selection? I don't want to ask down because I know the answer. The best answer is none. What payment would you like? This is a fun exercise I had at dealerships. I'd go in and sometime in the first day or so I'd say, by the way, what do the customers want to spend per month? The group answer would be $250, $300, $350. Oh, I see. Then I'd turn to the finance person. I'd say, what actually are they paying per month? $5. So I related what that meant to them. If you're listening to them or asking them what they want to spend per month, they're not giving you the ultimate payment. And you're going to react and move them off of something or whatever when they're not even giving you the realistic answer. Why did you get the low figure? Because you asked them to give it to you. That's why. So conversation about numbers does not count. The only thing that counts is, folks, as far as I'm concerned, whatever it takes, let's find the right item. That's what counts. Payment and trade. So how do we have a problem in process? It's when we become so oriented in the importance of price that we can't wait to get there. We can't wait to pick something and say, okay, let me tell you what it's going to be. And the further you travel towards price, the less emotion, the less you have in common. And that's when the trouble starts, because you're not getting the number that you would like to have had if it was done right. So the one thing we don't do is ask what they want to spend, what they want to pay, how much down, what payments, what do you want for your trade? Because without them hearing our number first, they have a license to do what? Give us a low figure. We tell them first and then react to what they say. If you get into negotiations, you'll see where we're coming from. Selection number one. It makes no difference who I'm talking to. No difference. A buyer is not going to be common as a first-time customer. It will happen, but 30% of the time, maybe. The big number of buyers comes when they return to the business. Why? Number one, they found the item they like but couldn't or didn't want to complete the process the first day. But because of the way they were handled, presented, guided, if you will, through the presentation, through the numbers, they had a chance to think about it. They compared it to other stores that they went to that they never did any of this for them, except say, are you a buyer? But this is the one dealership, the one store, if you will, that gave them full service. And as I mentioned before, when Mrs. Jones or Levine goes back home and says to her husband, oh boy, none of them would pay any attention to me except, now guess who's in the winner's circle? 60% of the time when they come back. So my point today is that believe in the process. Concentrate on the process, not who is who. Concentrate on making sure you define, in your opinion, the best way to handle the process, and then stick to it. Then you'll know you have something to do today, you know how to do it, and get from point A to point B with the people. Most of them will allow you to do it. The other point, briefly, is follow-up. Yes, you do want to thank your customer for purchasing the automobile. That's natural follow-up. But what about follow-up with the non-buyer? Some people want to know exactly what happened on the first non-buy visit so that they could communicate with the customer. Not me. I don't care what they did the first visit. Now why? Because only their opinion now is what counts, not then. I'm not asking the people who waited on them what they did or didn't do either overall, because it's their version of what happened. This is how I'm going to get the information. Hi, Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Johnson. Hi, my name is Bob Purdon. I'm a manager at JM Lexus, and I was just checking the records, and I may be wrong, but I was assuming that you folks were in over the past couple of days. Is that correct? Oh, great, great. The reason I'm calling is because I'm also assuming, if you will, that we haven't earned your business yet. Is that correct? No. And we want to earn your business. We want you to enjoy the benefits of the product. So may I ask you, what is it that we can do to earn your business? What did I do? Knew nothing about what happened before because I don't care. I care about their reasons today for not doing business. It could be time, could be price, could be product, whatever. And then I'm going to provide the right answer for them to come back. Whoa, now you're not satisfied with the value of your trade? Well, I'd like to have you meet another buyer that could take another look at your car. Oh, is that correct? You feel that the payment would, oh, well, let me have kind of the person with the highest authority meet us when you have a chance to come back, because that could make a difference. We want to earn your business. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pick a person or a situation based on what they say to bring them back to the dealership, because they need an excuse. They gave us an excuse that probably wasn't a real one for leaving, and they're trapped because they're afraid if they walk back they lose face by doing that. So I'm giving them an excuse to forget what we said before. I don't know what happened before. I'm only talking about what happens now, and come back. So I felt the approach to being not sure at first, why, except I want you to know that we want to earn your business, and what can I do to have you come back to enjoy the product? That's all I care about. All the words and excuses and all that, I don't care. Because I know when you come back, 6 out of 10 will complete the purchase. So the follow-up is important. For a buyer, 1, 3, and 7 days is the key. 1, because they just bought it, they're excited about it. 3, they're getting used to the vehicle. And by the way, is there anybody that would like to have the great vehicle that you have? One like it? Referrals. And also, they're now finding items that they're relaxing with that they may or may not know how to run or work. 7 days. Now everything's stabilized. Now they really know what they know. They know what they don't know. They could have concerns or issues. And this is where I want to really focus on making sure it's completed. The ownership phase is complete before we move on. So that's why it's 1, 3, and 7 days. Easy manner. I care about them. Let's make it work. And it makes a huge difference. And I get a lot of referrals. So thank you again for your time. We'll pursue other benefits, other features, and be happy to stay in touch with you if you will with us. Thank you.